Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk a little bit about tricks we can use with the Automoblox and other types of assembly constraints. We're going to start off with an angle constraint, which some of you guys may not be as familiar with in comparison to the other types of constraints. So to start off, we're going to do the front of the Automoblox car, and we're going to first just use an insert constraint to place the axles into the receptacles where they go. So we'll hit apply for that one, and we'll do the same for this one over on the opposite side. Okay, so we're pretty happy with them being there, but we'll notice that they spin. Okay, and we don't want them to spin. So in order to fix that, what we can do is apply an angle constraint. So I'm going to go to constrain, I'll select angle, and then I'm going to select this first one, a directed angle. What this is going to do is it's going to give me an angle. It's going to maintain the same angle between two surfaces that I select. So I'm going to select this inside surface of the axle right there, and then this surface right here. It defaults to 0 degrees, and I'm good with that. The slot goes vertically right now. If I wanted it to go horizontally, I could change it to 90, but we're going to leave it at 0. Okay, and we'll do the same thing for the other one. Because when we place the wheels on there, we want the wheels to be the ones that spin, not the actual axle, because it's glued into place. So I'll hop over to the other side, and I'll do this same thing by selecting this surface and this surface. Okay, so there's example 1 using angle constraints. The next example would be if I were to bring in the wheel subassembly to put it on here. So I'll pop one of the wheels in here, and I'm going to use the insert tool to place it on here. So I'll use insert, placing it on the axle like so. Alright, now it's going to spin, but what I'll notice is that if I grab just it's hard to see in here, but in the subassembly, if I spin, I can actually spin the tire on there. We don't actually want that. So what we're going to do is apply an angle constraint here as well, but I don't really have any good surfaces. So I'm going to show you a trick on how to use the planes of each individual part to do that. So I'll once again go to constraint, and I'm going to do angle and directed angle. This time, however, instead of using a surface, what I'm going to do is go to the mini wheel, and I'll open up the origin planes. So I'm going to select that plane. Then for the rubber tire, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to open up the origin, and I'm going to find a corresponding plane that I would like it to line up with, like that one. Hit apply. Now when I try to spin the wheel itself, or the tire itself, it's not going to spin on the wheel, but when I go back to the assembly, the whole thing will spin. Now what you'll notice is that my part's moving all around though. So I made the same mistake that some of you guys do, and I rotated this part, and I forgot to ground it to start with. Okay, so I'm going to show you again using origins, using planes, how we can fix that. Okay, so I want this to be my front view. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my XY plane, and I'm going to mate the front of this to it. So I'm going to do constrain. I'm going to do a mate constraint with this wall, and then over here in the origin up here for the main assembly, I'm going to drop that down. I'm going to find the X. We're going to do the XY plane for this one. So we're going to make that the front view. Okay, so XY, like that. So I hit apply. But next I need to get the bottom. Ooh, I need to flip that one actually. So you'll notice if I go to the front right here, it's lined up with the back side. So I actually want to go back into that mate constraint that I just did. So that's going to be in the front end, this mate right here. I'm going to right click, do edit. I'm actually going to flip it to a flush. Now when I spin it, that's got the front view that I want. So I'll hit OK there. But you'll notice it's still a little bit off. So I've got the front view nice and flush, but it's still kind of off kilter here. So what I want then is for the XZ plane to be lined up with the bottom of this. So I'll go to constrain, click the bottom, find my XZ plane, hit apply, and now I'm all lined up correctly again. Okay, so I've got my front view how I want it, and I've got my top view how I want it. Okay, if for some reason my view cube was still out of whack, what I could do is just go to I could click the little storybook looking thing to line up the front, and then right click and do set current view as front. That's going to allow me to reset the front view. Then I can just click the top right corner of the view cube, right click, select current view as home, and fit to view. That'll allow me to reset everything to the proper front and home views. And that way when you do your animation, everything will move along the X, Y, and Z coordinates. Okay? Thank you for watching this video. For this reading quiz, you're also going to need to watch the how to dimension a spline video and the inventor hacks video. So tune into those and then take the reading quiz.